The strength of the American is a huge and functional interior. The driver sits on a large, high and soft chair. Even a basketball player can fit in it. If some of the competitors can still compare with the Grand Voyager in terms of comfort in the front, then it is unlikely in the back. Real business class. Separate seats with armrests add comfort. Large doors provide easy access to the salon. You'll have to get used to the fact that the audio and air conditioning control panel looks a little different than in European brand cars. The sound is quite decent, and on long trips there are no problems with receiving radio stations. What is typical for Chrysler is that the music is very bass. But many competitors will envy Voyager's standard audio system. On the move, the empty Voyager feels tough. At the same time, with sharp turns, the body sways easily. With a partial or full load, the comfort level improves markedly, but the cornering behavior is still not ideal. The reason lies in the surprisingly simple suspension design. McPherson struts work on the front axle, which are not a hassle and are cheap to repair. The bushings and ball bearings of the front levers, 4,000 per lever, are moderately strong. They will last more than 150,000 kilometers. At the rear, in the basic front-wheel drive versions, an indestructible rigid axle with panhard rod and leaf springs works. This solution is ideal for poor surfaces, as it is much more reliable than a multi-link scheme, but it holds the road worse. On the other hand, the design does not take up too much space under the car, which allows you to get a low floor. Additional attention from the buyer requires an optional self-leveling rear suspension. In the event of a malfunction, its repair will be too expensive. The ideal powertrain for the Chrysler Voyager is a 3.3-liter V6 petrol with an automatic transmission. Quiet operation will allow the owner to use the car for centuries. The problem is that the average fuel consumption lies in the range of 15 to 18 L/100 kilometers. Some consider such indicators unacceptable and install gas equipment. Only LPG with sequential injection is allowed to be used. After a while, you have to face some surprises. For example, the check engine indicator lights up, usually due to problems with lambda probes or mixture composition, or the engine starts to run unevenly, valve wear. Another nuance is the placement of the gas tank. It should be big, but it doesn't belong in the trunk. A normal tank will not fit under the car in the spare wheel basket. A tank with a capacity of only 35 to 40 liters will fit in there, which, at a consumption of 20 liters per 100 kilometers, is too small. Placing a full-size toroidal balloon is also a problem, as it gets too close to the ground. Some services modify the bottom on their own. They cut out part of the spar, so that the tank is a little higher. The 2.4-liter aspirated has a belt-tight timing drive, and the 3.3 and 3.8-liter V-shaped 6s use a durable chain. Engines do not cause serious problems, and easily overcome the milestone of 500 to 600,000 kilometers. Previous versions of the Chrysler Voyager used the Italian VM diesel. It impresses with its smooth operation and performance, but sends a severe test to owners and mechanics alike. The fourth Voyager received a new generation VM diesel with the CRD symbol. This unit is distinguished by one block head, a timing belt drive and a common rail injection system. It's more economical and more reliable than the old 2.5 TD. The only thing he needs is high-quality fuel. But this condition is common to all diesel engines with a common rail fuel system. The first investment is possible after 200,000 kilometers. You have to update the fuel injectors and sealing washers. Sometimes the fuel priming pump or fuel pressure regulator is rented out. The 2.5 CRD has to contend with the bulky Chrysler Voyager, so don't expect it to be as economical as a diesel car. With a smooth pace of movement in the combined cycle, you will need 8 to 9 liters of diesel fuel per 100 kilometers. If the driver does not seek to save money, then the 2.5 CRD will easily burn 12 L/100 kilometers. At the same time, the diesel is too sluggish and reluctant to gain momentum. But on the other hand, the 2.5 CRD does a good job of maintaining the set speed, even on climbs, which is very popular with travel enthusiasts. Reliability statistics ruthlessly expose the Voyager as a car of mediocre quality. It should be noted that a number of malfunctions are associated with the peculiarities of operation. The best example is automatic transmission problems. The machine is designed for a quiet ride. If someone likes to move dynamically, then an additional radiator should be installed to cool the automatic transmission oil. Copies from the American market are deprived of it, but some European copies received a radiator as an option. At the same time, with regular oil changes, every 40,000 kilometers, the machine will easily cover more than 300,000 kilometers without major repairs. Unfortunately, the engines have to deal with a poorly performing manual transmission. Quite common are cases when it is impossible to switch from third to second. A double clutch release helps to cope with the situation, as in old cars with a box without synchronizers. The only way out is to train yourself to work the gear selector more slowly. Voyager is expected to be luxury, which requires a significant portion of electronics. Many owners report problems with it. Time and corrosion are merciless to engine and automatic control units, power management unit, IPM, connectors and wiring. Troubleshooting is complicated by a limited network of services that have equipment for diagnosing specific electronics. Unfortunately, the Chrysler owner will have to worry about corrosion. It attacks the sills, the lower edges of the doors and hood, as well as the wheel arches. Corrosion does not spare the pipes of the brake system and the rear circuit of the air conditioner. Before buying, you should check all doors and windows. If the car was involved in an accident, then the rails or door locks could be damaged, which means high costs. Especially carefully, it is necessary to test the operation of the remote control system for the rear and sliding doors option. With age, the electric door drive often fails. Unfortunately, this is not the whole list of comments. Owners often encounter steering rack malfunctions. During the inspection, it is necessary to test the parking brake, which caused the revocable company. In addition, regular maintenance requires brake calipers. The piston, made of textilite, becomes dirty and deformed over time, which leads to wedging of the brakes.